Well, the protest far from peaceful last night. New video just released by Glendale police, shown first on 12 News, shows the moment that one person jumped onto the hood of a police cruiser and smashed the windshield. That protest really getting out of control near 67th Avenue and Camelback.
12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra reported from the scene as it was happening, and she's joining us live in Glendale now with what we have learned since then. Gabby?
Well, Mark Caribe, last night we saw both peaceful protesters and people acting dangerously. Glendale police tell me it's their goal to protect anyone who wants to express their right to protest, but they will not tolerate criminal activity.
No arrests were issued last night at the event. There was no opportunity for it, though there was plenty of crimes that were committed.
A stolen police car, assaults against officers, and street racing were just some of the criminal activities taking place at a protest against federal immigration executive orders Sunday night. About 45 Glendale officers, some in riot gear, monitored the crowd of about 1,000 people and at times tried to control them by issuing warning messages and firing pepper balls at the ground.
It's to help disperse the crowd with as minimal impact as possible.
With all of the criminal activity going on, I asked Glendale Police Sergeant Brian Hoskin why officers didn't step in and arrest anyone. He tells me it comes down to the safety of those officers and the surrounding crowd.
For instance, the individual who stole the police car ran into a large crowd of people. It's just not safe to send a couple officers into a large crowd of people who have already displayed some of the violence that they've displayed to apprehend them.
There's still an opportunity for arrests. Detectives are currently reviewing video and other evidence.
With today's technology, we're able to track some of those individuals. We're able to see license plates.
Hoskin tells me they prepare for these events, but command officers are often faced with spur-of-the-moment decisions, all of which are made with the safety of everyone in mind.
We don't want harm to anybody who's involved, whether they're committing crimes or not. We don't want them to be harmed. We want them to be able to disperse as safely as possible. Business owners, we want to protect all the property of those individuals who had nothing to do with this, but happened to be kind of caught in the crosshairs.
And Sergeant Hoskin tells me they'll take what they learned from this, both the good and the bad, and apply it to future protests, some of which we're learning could be as soon as later this week. Live in Glendale, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
And Gabriela, I think we all appreciate the right of all Americans to protest, no matter what it is. But the minute that those protests cross into violence and damaging businesses, that's a different story. How will police respond to the next protest that turns violent? Do you know?
Well, each situation is different, but Sergeant Hoskin tells me they have some protocols, some of which start with announcing to crowds that they need to either stay on the sidewalk or back away or stop doing criminal behavior. And at that point, if people still are not following those instructions, they'll go through with some less lethal forces, some of which we see last night were firing pepper balls at the ground to get people to disperse. But again, it's a situation by situation decision that those commanders will make on the scene.
All right. Gabby, thank you.